and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become. Revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver plate, just a puppet on a lonely string. Oh, who would ever want to be king? I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, I know St. Peter won't call my name, never an honest word, but that was when I ruled the world. Hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, I know St. Peter won't call my name, never an honest word, but that was when I ruled the world.
We've made at least 100 big floor maps. And when I say we, I mean me. I've done that. I like to say we to pretend like it was a joint effort, but I did those. And definitely out of at least 100 floor maps all over the world, all shapes and sizes, the most memorable was the Silk Road floor map. It was at the Hong Kong Call to All. It was the most difficult to make. It took me 2 months. Normally I can get stuff out in a couple hours. This map took me 2 months to make. It was the first time I ever had to put Chinese writing on a map. It took me forever to figure that problem out. There was so much spiritual warfare surrounding that map before we got to Hong Kong. It was unbelievable. It was so unique. I had to email a professor in Australia to get the archaeological map layers of the Silk Road, sites. It was crazy, and there were so many elements to it. And then we get there, and it was one of the most powerful prayer times at the event, where a country which shall remain nameless marched on it and just declared that they would, take the gospel to the nations. It was also the most controversial map. I learned a lot. David and I both learned a lot from that map. We still refer to that map to this day as when we're referring to some mistake. We go, did you make sure? Yeah, made sure. I learned so much from that map. I also found out about 3 years after that it launched a whole church movement. That time on that Silk Road map in 2009, I found out years later, launched a whole movement of missionaries into that region of the world. And so even years later, it taught me that especially in my job, you don't see instant results, you don't see instant fruit. You really have to sit and wait and see what God does. And when that happened, I thought, okay, that took 3 years for me to see anything come from it. Who knows what's coming from all these other maps that I'm making, that have even less influence than that one did. So it taught me to just kind of be patient and let the Lord move, and I don't have to see the results of my work. I can wait. I can just know that something great is happening out there with the maps. But definitely the Silk Road, most memorable big floor map to make, to walk on, After Effects ever. Yes.